Hello and good evening, one and all, to what is the round 3 of the Super Touring World Championship, sponsored by Super Touring TV, should I say, here at the shortened Nürburgring circuit. We have wonderful 12 drivers on grid at the minute, just going into qualifying, everyone getting out into set their 13 drivers, should I say, about to go set their fastest laps, ready for our 2-race evening tonight. 2 half-hour races, 2 separate qualifying sessions as well. So everything is to play for tonight. But join me in the comms box, and I'm praying to God it's working. Ben, are you there?
Maybe. Who
yes.
knows?
Yes, sir.
I think I'm here, but existentially, aren't any of us really here?
We all live in a matrix. We all live in a matrix, mate. That's what it is.
Tell you where these drivers are. They're pushing hard on the Nürburgring sprints to try and get a good lap time out of these Super Tours. I'm seeing a wide variety of setups and aero choices, and we'll see who pays off best.
Absolutely. Well, first things first. We need to. I'll try and get my words out. That would help, wouldn't it? First things first. We need to sing a certain song.
Oh God, no, we don't.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear oNiD Ben. And while you're here, spend your birthday with me. Well, you're awesome.
Yes,
Happy birthday to you.
That was a note.
That was a note.
I'm living the dream, spending my birthday evening doing commentary on pretend touring cars.
I must admit, I think Kat's only heard me there when I hit that high note, I must admit. How many years wise are you, good sir?
Too many.
Too many?
Moving on. No, it's 38 today.
Oh, you know, I was about to say, does it begin with a 4? And I'm glad I didn't.
Getting there.
Getting there, slowly but surely, but doing it gracefully. Good evening to Ben22 Racing, Mr. Greggles. That's a name. That's oNiD someone. That's one of the oNiD admins in there. Can't tell who that is. But good evening nonetheless, thank you for joining us, as we have 7 minutes left of this first qualifying session. Shahabi, I keep getting it wrong, goddammit.
Alex Shahabi is
Shahabi.
up there with that's a heck of a lap at 136.
136.7, he is going to come across the line, and it might be an improvement. Oh, maybe not.
This is the first. Oh,
hello!
Zach at 134 and Zach Finian with a 133. This is the first time they've actually gone out this evening on a fully gripped up track.
Oh yeah, track conditions are optimum, 100%.
Yeah. We have got a dynamic track turned on because it makes it more entertaining for us. And
yes, absolutely, it does, absolutely.
So they've been in the 90s. It starts at around 92%. And it's been creeping up throughout the 30-minute practice session they had just before quali. But it's the first time they're actually getting to go out on a fully rubbered-in track.
Ooh. Well, we'll see if any times do a tumble. As I have to get my head round them going through that middle part of the track. It's like, it goes down to a left. No, it's a right.
You keep expecting to do the chicane.
It's a left. No, it's a right. Ah! Oh no. That's slightly annoying. But no, it's all good. We can get around that. Zach Vinny on a lap. Current pole sitter, 133.9. Where are the timing beams? You usually see an intermediate timing beam around here. We're not getting that. I'm not
sure whether they're placed on. This is a Kunos track, so I'm not. Normally they would have them on there, but I'm not sure whether they placed it on the shortened version.
Ooh, interesting. Ben Brown popping in the time now over 134.3, I believe it was.
Decent. There's a lot of competitive times coming in all of a sudden.
People finding the grip. 34.6 for Shahabi.
They're all pushing hard as well. They've all got out on this, with the exception of Dom again on the medium.
On the medium,
they've all gone out on the soft tyre.
Improvement for Zach Billy, 33.486. So that's a definite improvement for him there. He'll solidify his pole position with just under 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, I get the impression Dom is slyly measuring it so that he can start nearer the back by, I suspect he's on race fuel and on medium tyres there influence his grid position slightly.
I would not be that surprised if that's the case. But he is set, technically, by the rules, you've got to set the best lap time possible when he's doing so on the medium tyres and probably hit with a full tank of fuel. So I think he's getting around
pushing.
Bit of a loophole there, but he gets around it.
Yeah, he's not fond of being at front with all the very fast guys we have in this championship. He was the only one of the admins who made it into the championship. Normally he would be where I am, he doing the commentary.
Yes, I
wasn't fast enough to get in. He was, so...
And I just didn't even attempt. Ben Brown, 133.7 now for Ben Brown. That's improvement there.
Very competitive up the front there.
It is indeed, so we'll keep an eye on that.
I wonder what tyre choices people are going to go on, because the hard there isn't a mandatory pit stop, so the hard tyre has been the tyre of choice to get through the race.
Yeah.
Because the medium, while faster, does die a death at about 15 to 17 minutes in.
Indeed, it does, sadly.
We are on a hotter track than we were at Donington last week.
27.37, air temp, track temp.
We're about 20 degrees, 20 and 30 last week.
That is a very hot track though, and very hot conditions.
Yeah.
So we'll keep an eye on if those softs or mediums, whatever they go on to decide to wear it. I'm presuming the race will be in the mediums, with it being half hour.
Yeah. Well, I'm guessing they might go for the hards, to be honest, just to have the extra rubber at the end.
Ooh.
Going on the mediums, you're going to have the pace early on, but once they die a death, you start dropping time quite quickly.
Yeah.
Dominic made it work last week somehow on the mediums, but everyone else has been sticking with the hards.
Yeah, that's interesting. We'll see what strategy plays out better for each individual driver, I guess. But we'll definitely see that. I can't even talk today. What's going on? We'll definitely see what the drivers choose later on for the race in about just over 2 minutes' time. We're saying just over because we'll have a couple of people still on laps trying to set those lap times.
We are getting some great camera angles here. The coolest tracks do have really good camera angles.
Yeah,
So
quite decent actually.
get some lovely shots of these two Super Tourers as they work their way through the corners.
You know, I've just realised something. Sharon Zalecki, 5th and 6th. Look at the times.
Off, exact to the 100th there. That's very impressive.
That is rather something, isn't it?
Yeah, that's good. That's going to be one that runs for 2 different cars as well.
Sharon's
Sharon.
Yeah, Sharon's rear end is running very low.
Yep, Sharon in the Mondeo, and he's running more downforce in it as well. By the looks of it.
Zalecki is running the rear is riding higher on Zalecki's than Sharon's.
Yeah,
it's got a very random setup.
He's in the Honda Accord.
Ah.
And Sharon's in the Mondeo.
Just one run lower than the other, I take it. Potentially.
Sorry, I missed that for a second. Yeah, they've got very different body types, different aero packages. But there's a lot of rear wing on Sharon's car, which there is a long. Obviously, there is the long uphill run, but it might. I'm not sure it's hurting him to run that extra aero.
I don't think so.
Especially through that twisty first section. That's going to be where the majority of overtaking will probably happen.
It might be at a gain in the corners, but it's the pit straight that's going to catch him out with the higher downforce, and that little back straight before it goes into the cut across the middle of the track, basically. But this long, I say straight, it's not really straight.
Yeah, it's an uphill run. It's 2 straights with a little curve in the middle.
You might lose that.
It's flat out the whole way.
Yeah.
Right up until that braking zone for the chicane.
Yeah, well, we'll see if Sharon can improve. Kalzak has pipped Finney to the top spot.
133.2. That's
rapid.
It's tight margins.
Yeah, well, Jotan Sharon gets across the line in 5th. That's going to be it for them. Who else is on the lap? Shahabi, should I say?
Ben Brown's just about to finish his last lap.
Sticks it in 3rd.
Doesn't improve, sticks in 3rd.
Yeah, in 3rd place for Ben. We'll stay with Alex to see if Alex can improve at all.
It's pushing hard. Karazak's just coming round the little complex section of chicanes coming onto the back straight. Oh, gets a big rear lock up though.
Ooh,
so that's not. I don't think he's going to improve there. Zach Finney's just coming up to the final chicane.
It is. Alex is in the final corner. We'll see what Alex can do, and then we'll quickly jump over to Zach. Everyone else has come across the line. Alex can't improve. What's Zach going to do?
A little lock up on the exit of the hairpin. I think he was trail breaking it through there.
No improvement for Zach. That's Zach's pole position.
He doesn't even finish the lap. I think he knew he'd jibbed that one with the wiggle at the first chicane there.
No, absolutely. So, your starting order for this first 30-minute race. Johan Kalzak, Zach Vinny, Ben Brown, Alex Shahabi, Yotam Sharon, Jacob Hine, Dave Zalecki, Ash Hill, Mark Zebo, Thibaut Gertin, Dominic Barut, and then Allard van der Hoeven.
Indeed, it's Allard doesn't actually appear to have set a lap time.
Ooh.
It's only showing a 5 minute 10 lap time on there. It doesn't look like he came in quite late and
it was a late joiner.
Dropped out a couple of times and came back in. So
Yes, absolutely. Zombie visuals. Oh, hello, oNiD. Hello, dearest. Welcome to the stream. Wonderful to have you. Round 3 of our Super Tourer Championship, sponsored by supertouring.tv. We just wait for...
big commentary with Kenneth Williams.
Yeah. Wow. I'll take that as a compliment. Question mark?
I think I'm showing my age there, aren't I?
I do not know who you're on about, to be perfectly honest.
Oh dear. Never mind. I'll explain later.
Thank
Yogan.
you. Thank you, Olden.
This is going well for me today. Oh dear.
Thank you, 1 year Olden.
Yeah. It's got a good line up there. That's a lot of good-looking cars on that grid.
Is indeed. We just wait for the start lights to go out. We'll click drive and we'll go to Karolzak. And oh, why did I click drive for? That's a mistake. I clicked drive too soon.
Alright, don't worry too much.
Oh, and they're away, and
They are away.
It'll ignore the orange car at the back of the grid. That was
The
me.
vanishing BMW.
Yeah, because that was me accidentally clicking drive way too soon and adding myself to the grid.
Karolzak does leave them away, but Zach Finney is very much all over the back of him. Is everyone going to be careful into turn 1? This is the question.
They look to be careful.
Yeah, they've all made it through. I mean, turn 1 here does have a reputation.
It does indeed. Let's go back to the action because now I can view the cars without driving my own car.
Yeah, big, nothing quite as good as a big pack of Super Tourers making their way through the corners here at Nürburgring.
All looking good so far. This is very clean by everyone.
Yeah, and they're all very close as well. I think they were on Donington last week. There were some comings together, and it is a very narrow track at Donington. This is a Grand Prix standard track. They have a lot of space to work with, and I think they are revelling in it. Jacob Hein does a bit of lawn mowing.
Yes, indeed.
Keeps it together.
Just to note the tyres that people are running. Everyone running on the hard tyres apart from Sharon, Zalecki and Barut. They are on the mediums.
That's an intriguing choice. I think Sharon and Zalecki are going to want to make moves early on to try and get up that pack.
Ash Hill trying to make a move up the inside of the final turn. Couldn't quite make it work. A bit of chaos is always going to happen. Considering I raced the Amsterdam, it's weird not to see a crash. I mean...
yeah, turn 1 Nürburgring, we all know what it's like, don't we?
Have nightmares. Oh, so Hill tries to go to the outside and becomes the inside for the cutback. Can't quite make that work.
Yep, they're all going through the complex again. They're all surviving again. I don't think we've seen anyone drop off the back.
Not yet.
Gerten's dropped a little bit of pace, and Van der Hoorn's on the back of him.
Yeah, he is indeed. They're also looking at this battle with Hill and Hein. Side by side, as Hill tries to go around the outside of the shortcut of the track. Can't make that work.
Looking all over the place. And there's what, 4 cars worth of width on this track for these tourer cars.
So they have the space.
So it's like they must feel like after the last couple of weeks where they've done Silverstone and Donington, they must feel like they've got so much space to play with now.
Absolutely. Oh, there's a wobble from Ash Hill there. He's going to look up the inside into the final chicane.
It's a very difficult place to overtake, especially with the big barriers that Assetto Corsa puts there. Jacob Hein gets slightly muscled out by Dave Zalecki there.
As well, yes, he's lost 2 places in one corner there.
Yeah, that's Hill and Zalecki both giving him a little bit of the touring car love on the side.
Fastest lap by Johan Karolzak in the lead, 35.073.
So not as fast as their quali laps, but the temperature has dropped a bit. Looking at the in-game weather readings,
Indeed,
so 20 degrees there and 29 degrees track, so it's slightly cooler.
Yep.
I don't think that's going to make the medium tyres any nicer after about 15 minutes, but every little helps.
Every little helps to yeah. Dave Selecki making those medium tyres work because he manages to walk past Hill there on the in the complex of turn 2 and turn 3.
Well, the next guy up is Jotan Sharon, who is looking very aggressive in the Ford Mondeo.
Yeah.
He's taking.
It's the medium tyre runner as well.
Yeah, so he's going to have that grip advantage for about the first 15 minutes. And he's looking to use it because his lines are looking really aggressive as he goes through those corners. Lots of curb, lots of lateral movement. It's going to be working those tyres, and it's working for him as he makes the move on Ben Brown.
It gets past Ben Brown. I think made a little mistake there as well, did Ben? So that might have helped him. Dominic Baru-Moxtabo has been a changed position for 9th and 10th as well, just worth noting. Zach Finney, new fastest lap of the race, 34.6. So he's now pushing and setting some half-decent times.
Ben Brown coming back on the inside of turn 1. Runs it out wide, but he's on the ideal line, and it's free wide going into the arena section. And they're not letting up.
Not. Oh, door banging. Hello.
Door banging. It's what you want. You complain about door banging in touring cars, you're in the wrong series.
Oh, a bit of bumper love as well there between.
Little bit of tap. It's fine. It's fine. They're still going the right way. It's all good.
What's this? What's this contact? What is this about? Oh, that's who's that? That's Selecki getting very wide onto the grass there, turning his car into a lawnmower.
Sharon as well. Sharon's taking the grass. You can see the extra grips giving him that lateral movement that he can use to try and find a way past in a way that the hard tyres aren't.
I stand corrected. That is Sharon. That's Selecki that went onto the grass there. Yep, that's fine. Oh, it's been a battle.
Very good-looking Ford Mondeo.
4th and 3rd are going at it as well. So Ben Brown's trying to get back up the inside. They touch.
Yeah, a little bit of a.
Oh, that's a big shot.
Yeah.
Sharon's going to drop down the order because of that.
Yeah, they did get a hit. So Selecki's going to have Sharon into the final hairpin there.
And so is Ash. Look at Ash trying to get past Sharon as well.
With a bit of a stewarding head on here.
Yeah.
What I'm seeing is it's side to side. It's touring car racing. You lean on each other, provided you're not actively shoving each other into walls.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. Ben Brown alongside Shahabi for 3rd. Shahabi.
I think he's making it move, but he's hanging around the outside in the complex.
Dear God, do I close my eyes? There's a gentle door banging.
Dave Selecki gets the undercut on Ben Brown there. Oof. Ben Brown's got to be getting vertigo. He's going up and down like a yo-yo in these positions.
He is, no.
He's been 3rd, 4th and 5th all in the same lap.
yeah, absolutely.
So what the leading man on mediums now is Dave Selecki on chasing down Ben Brown and Alex Shahabi.
Yeah, noted that as well.
Johan Karolczak has pulled a bit of space up front. It's about 2 seconds clear. Zach Finney's holding on to the back of him, but not quite close enough to make anything work. The big battle we're getting is Sharon on Hill and Selecki, Brown and Shahabi.
We're going to check in with Sharon.
Sharon's making the move into the last chicane, dives up the inside. That's a great move.
And you know what is also fantastic?
Very difficult into that chicane.
Yeah, what's also fantastic? GP, subscribe to the channel. Get in. Hello, GP. Thank you for the subscribe. Much appreciated, and welcome to oNiD Racing here with round 3 of the Super Touring World Championship, sponsored by supertouring.tv.
Welcome, and I hope you're enjoying what you're seeing because there's a lot of action going on. If we miss something, it's honestly that there's that much going on.
It's
like Jacob Hine down in 8th now is challenging Ash Hill for 7th place.
It's genuinely because I'm trying to commentate and click at the same time. Honest, there's so much stuff happening all at once, and Jacob trying to make a move work. Trying to get his nose up the inside, but nothing more. And it takes a lot of curb.
Yeah, Jacob destabilised the car a bit on the exit curbs there. That's not going to make him happy, because it's put Dominic right on his back in those with those medium tyres.
That Vauxhall car was jumping up and down more than I was on a Saturday night in a nightclub.
Please, you don't go to nightclubs.
No, I spend too much time on my computer, to be fair. I've never been to a nightclub. What are you talking about? Hello, Impact Coach UK. Pleasure for you to drop by. Hope you're enjoying what you're watching. It's definitely something. Touring cars doing touring car things.
They've slightly settled down. Oh, it's Chris. Hi there, Chris.
Oh, hello. That's Chris. Haha.
It's a good one to come back to.
Yeah, you have indeed. That's a good point to join, my friend. Thank you for dropping by. A wonderful sponsor there from supertouring.tv. You did throw me off with your YouTube name, I'm not going to lie, but it's a pleasure to have you with us nonetheless. Alright, what's happening?
Now, what's going on where?
Yeah, as I'm...
Right, Hill on Hine is closest we've got.
Oh, that's a hit. That's a massive hit. He holds
bump
position
at the front and then got another hit on the right front as he half turn, which ironically sent him back the right way round.
Oh, I was about to say held position. "'Tis me," says Chris. "'Tis me indeed. 'Tis you." Is Chris or not to Chris? That is the question.
And then Mark Sabo's trying to make the move on Dominic.
Yeah, can't quite get it.
Oh, no, there he goes. Gets it in the short haircut.
Yeah, never mind, say he gets it done. I'm not logged in my Super Touring TV account. That is, that's a perfect reason as to why you're not showing us who I thought you were.
Yeah. How long are we in? We're 10 minutes in now, so those the guys on the mediums are going to be feeling it a bit now.
So,
especially with the amount that they've been fighting.
So, Zaleki Sharon, 5th and 6th, keep an eye on them. Borut in 10th, in a battle that we're watching now between him and Zabo.
Yeah, we're easily confused, Chris. It
doesn't take much.
Honestly, it's a low bar to clear.
I don't think there is a bar to clear sometimes. Let's be honest. Especially in my case, but I don't know about anyone else's. But it's,
right, I think we're getting the mid-race breather here. So we've seen the gaps just settling slightly. The closest we've got is Dominic on the back of Sabo, and they are still fighting, admittedly, but. Dominic is going to be feeling those medium tyres at this point.
I say I want to have a breather, but as I say that, Barut's going up the inside.
Yeah, he's trying to make it stick. Tries for the cut back on the exit, but couldn't quite make it work there.
No, indeed not. Oh, he's going to look at the inside of the hair and the cut through. Nope. Zabo defends that like an absolute madman, but Zabo goes very wide.
It's on the exit. Took a very wide line. I think he got the little bit better drive off there, but he locks up going into the chicane.
Still hanging on to his rear bumper is Barut, so...
Hello, Moritz. Well, welcome to the action. There's plenty to watch.
Moritz! Hello, good sir.
Dominic's got to be thinking a lunge into the hairpin. He's stuck right on the back of Sabo through the chicane there.
Must be turned to a bit of like a rolling roadblock at this point. Oh, Gertie's have a spin.
That's a real Gertin spins it.
Sadly.
Recovered. He keeps going, but him and Van der Hoer are a bit off the back at this point.
Yeah, sadly. So we'll keep an eye on those and see if they can improve or not. But for now, 3.9. So what he's going to go for it there, Dominic. Gee whiz. I almost said a very naughty word. I'm not going to lie.
Not quite close enough there to make it work, but he's sticking with him.
One of the tricky things about this circuit, there are a lot of twisty turning places, but perhaps sometimes not enough of a braking zone to send it up the inside as he tries to do there.
That's not going to stop them trying.
No,
he has made the move there.
Yeah, that's a little. That's
think he just got that bit better drive off the exit of the complex and was able to hold it together. But he takes that slightly wider line out of the hairpin. But it'll put him inside for the chicane, and that hopefully will help him keep the spot. Oliver runs very wide onto the inside tarmac of the chicane there.
Defends immediately.
It's almost as if tarmac runoff makes it too easy to defend places.
Who'd have thought?
Instantly banned by the FIA.
Ha! Oppress him! Anyway. You'll never forgive him for Hamilton. Anyway. God. Not that I hold a grudge, folks, honest.
It's not my favourite musical either, but we can't blame everything on the FIA.
That's brilliant.
I mean, I watched that musical. It was weird. It was all about some American politician. There was nothing about 7 titles at all.
No, absolutely not. I was thoroughly disappointed when I went to see it. And it's Alexander. No, it's Lewis, not Alexander.
Yeah. Who? Got his name wrong and everything.
And King George? Who's that? Ron Dennis?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, this is going through.
This is going places.
I tried these jokes on my sister, who's very into musicals, and she gave me a look of such abject contempt that I wanted to crawl into a hole.
I must admit, I'm giving you that through the interwebs. Anyway, this under
still on the back of those with 14 and a half minutes to go.
Indeed, we've hit the halfway point in this race. Things are now calmed down. We're going to see if those hard tyres will outlast the medium runners. Selecki and Sharon still 5th and 6th, but those medium tyres will probably be screaming at this point for a bit of some form of reprieve.
They've got a little bit of a gap back to Hein behind them, so if they can hold on to that and just hold enough pace, they should be able to keep those positions. Because it is the top 5 who don't get to qualify for race 2. They have to sit in the pits and watch.
Absolutely. So Selecki. Oh, what's happened to Beirut? He's made a mistake. He's lost the place again.
Yeah, it's so tight out there with all these cars. One mistake will either put someone on your back or put them past you.
So that's all the hard work undone there for Dominic.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to...
And he's not going to have the tyre advantage at this point. They will be very worn.
They will be very worn indeed, and he will be kicking himself for making such a mistake, I do think. He's American going, yeah, I screwed it up.
If that's what you want to call that accent, sure.
I have no idea what accent that was, guys. I apologise for that abomination.
I've lost my timing. That's what I do.
Don't do that. Don't do that at all. 4.2 seconds is the lead over Zach Vinny for Kalzak. Shahabi in 3rd, further 5 seconds behind Vinny. Ben Brown in 4th, Selecki's 5th, Sharon 6th, Hines 7th, Hill 8th, Zabo 9th, Beirut 10th, Gertine 11th, and Vander Hooven all the way down in Lewisham 12th. 10 laps down with 12.5 minutes left, so we're perhaps looking at maybe about a 17 lap race.
I guess so. We've got at the moment, Johan is still holding on up there. He's not so much faster than Finney on the laps, but he's just keeping a few tenths here and there, and it's just pulling him that little touch away.
Keeping him honest, yeah.
I think unless something dramatic happens to him, he's probably not going to give up that lead.
No, not at all, but you never know what can happen. 12 minutes ago, we've seen drivers make mistakes, maybe get onto the curb a little bit too much, or push the car a bit wide and lose the rear end a little bit.
Yeah, we've seen drivers who are relaxed and up front, and then it can all go horribly wrong.
Yeah. Oh, Dominic has made the move.
Yeah, Dominic and Mark still fighting down for P10 and 9.
Lost the points in P10, or is it points for all finishers? I can't quite remember.
If I remember correctly, it's points for all finishers, but I can double check that.
And Dominic goes very deep. That's going to give Zabo a reason to try and get back up the inside, and indeed he does.
Well, these cars are looking distinctly less second-hand than they did at this point last week. It is points for all finishers. And there is a 1 point difference between 10 and 9, but points do mean prizes, and they don't want to lose out on any of them.
Need to get that Brucey bonus.
And more than prizes, points mean pride. Let's be honest.
As one of our dearest sim racer friends, I'm hoping you remember who the quote comes from. Fake internet points is all that matters.
Yeah, that's definitely what we're fighting for. But it isn't really fake internet points. It's pride, isn't it? It's
pride,
like you want to be the person who can say, "I came first," and I won the internet championship in pretend racing cars. It matters to me, god damn it.
His gap is now 5.1 seconds after the last couple of laps. Vinny dropping behind a little bit more than Karolzak. The times are looking quite different.
Yeah, they have settled a bit with 10 minutes left to go.
Yeah.
The only really tight gap we've got is Dominic and Savo.
Ooh.
But even then, Dominic's starting to lose a bit of time with the with that tyre wear on him.
Yeah, there's Lucky and Sharon still in the same places, not really gaining or losing anything, so I think they're just going to try and limp it home for 5th and 6th.
You'd be tempted, and to be honest, you might want to think that much as there's extra points in there, Sharon might be thinking, I'm 6th place here. Those guys in front of me aren't going to be allowed to qualify when we go to the next race. That puts me in a very good position if I'm this fast.
Yeah. Absolutely.
He's clearly got a setup he's working from. That Mondeo is a very good looking car. He's got the high downforce. It's very you can see it pressing down at the rear.
Yeah. It looks like rails.
It's a lot of wing, and it's gripping like nothing else there.
Yeah. I must admit, I am watching these cars go through, not this corner, but the next corner. They're cocking a wheel. I find it absolutely fascinating.
Yeah, when they're trail braking and the rear wheel just just goes completely still. It's fantastic.
It's silly, I know, but
they're such good-looking cars.
All right, steady.
Let's see if anyone's making some moves, but I think they're all feeling a bit quiet at this point because there doesn't seem to be anyone actively pushing to try and move up.
No,
I could be wrong.
not.
They could be trying to drive their hearts out. It is because Sharon and Selecki both on the mediums. They're going to be feeling the lack of grip.
Dominic's still trying to go at Zabo as well.
Yeah, Ben Brown's cleared them by a couple of seconds. Alex Shahabi's a couple of seconds ahead of him. Zach Finney's managed to pull 5 seconds away from them, and Johan Karolzak's a good 5.5 seconds clear of him. So,
we've lost someone.
Oh, we have lost Allard there.
I wonder if there's been a disconnect, or hopefully not a rage quit.
I suspect so. I don't think it's a rage quit. I get the feeling that his connection's a little bit temperamental.
Yes.
So we have seen him jumping in and out of the server.
Yeah. Which is a shame for sure, but look at this, Barut's still going at it with Zabo. Can't make it. We're trying to.
He's still having a belting fight. It's medium on hards as well. So he's
jump on board with Barut.
I don't know what Dominic's doing, but he's making those medium tyres work far better than anyone else. He just seems to keep gripping them.
Yes. Oh. Much better on the brakes.
Got a nice little turn back through there, and it's helping him close up a touch.
And Zabo defending that inside line like it's his best friend.
Yeah. But by all rights, he should not be able to fight at this point.
He's looking up the inside.
Yeah, much tighter line out of the complex there, and he's going to have a look up the inside of the hairpin. Doesn't quite have enough there to pull it back through.
He's trying though, he's pushing.
Yeah, he's all over him trying to find it there, isn't he?
Oh, Zabba goes very wide. That's going to give it Dominic a run.
Oh, it's going to be tight. There's really only one line through that right-hand kink, and Dominic claimed it.
He did indeed.
Pushed Szabo, forced Szabo to just take that slightly wider entrance. Yeah, Allard's jumping in and out of the server there, so I think he's having a disconnect issue.
Who's coming to Super Touring Power at Brands Hatch this weekend?
I wish I could. I saw the post. Right, would absolutely love to go. Unfortunately, I haven't passed my driving test yet, and I'm still in Liverpool, so it's a bit difficult to get down there.
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Hey. Zabo's making a move up the inside.
It's a runs it wide though. And Dominic, they're both going side by side through the complex again. These two have been fighting for pretty much the last 25 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much. And Zabo got the move done.
Not quite. Side by side, bit of a door bang.
Door clout.
Yeah, I think Dominic came off worse there, and he just tucks in behind Szabo. But I think he's going to try a cutback out of the hairpin. Can't quite make it work there, but he's all over the back of him.
Yeah. Oh, he is, absolutely.
Oh, we do like a bit of a cord-on-a-cord violence.
Yeah, so look inside.
Big move on the exit of the chicane. He's not going to have to... Doesn't have the grip to make it stick out of there, though, as he tries for the run up the hill. He's just not quite going to have the traction out the corners anymore.
No.
It's sticking with him.
That's the thing, though, isn't it?
You'd think he should be, by all rights, he should be dropping off the back of Szabo here. Because those hard tyres should have much more life in them, and the mediums should basically just be chunks of rubber.
Yeah, absolutely. It's sticking with
all of the medium runners are holding their pace. So that idea, if that's right, then that means the medium might be a viable tyre for the full half hour on this race. Which you've got to wonder whether the guys in front are looking at it thinking, they're hanging on to the back of me on the mediums. Maybe it's worth taking a gamble in race 2.
Well, the track is cooler than it was in the practice session, so that might have... It's a good 10 degrees as well. 10 degrees cooler. So that might have helped them.
And the thing is, the track's going to have to it's a new server for race 2. The track is going to have to rubber back in. And it won't be at 100% grip come the start of the race.
No, it won't be.
So those softer medium compounds could be the way to go.
Spicy.
These guys on the mediums are holding on to it. Yeah, yes. Chris, 100% on there. Even in Super Tours, you get battles like this for 9th and 10th. Because why wouldn't you? There's still so much to fight for.
I know, it's insane. Right, up the hill into the final 10 to go. We've got 2.5 minutes left. I called out a 17 or 18 lap race. It might be actually 19 laps.
I think they might get a 19 out of it.
Right, what is our leader doing at the minute? Let's check in with them.
He is just coming down into the cut through.
Great. Dominating performance there for Karolzak.
Yeah, he is absolutely. He got away at the start when everyone was fighting and has been able to maintain that gap.
Yeah.
Which is what you need to do to just bank points calmly and get through and hope for the best. Looking at the standards, James DePavo has not been able to not here this evening. He's in P2. Johan's in P3, and he is 11 points behind Alex Shahabi, who's in P1.
Ooh.
Let me check the scoring. So it's going to be 35 points. It's an 11-point difference between P1 and P3. by my maths, which is tenuous at the best of times,
Yeah.
they should equal out on points after this race.
Well, we will have an 18-lap race. No, 19 lap, because it'll be... No, this is lap 18, so... Yeah, this will be the final lap with 1 minute to go.
Yeah, they'll come through to finish on this one. And it has settled slightly, all except Dominic and Sabo, who are still fighting.
Alright, let's check in with them as they're going to come across the start-finish straight.
Yeah, absolutely going the distance, these two.
Van der Hooven is back on track, which is nice to see.
He is. He's coming back, come back out and come back in. And he's sticking with it, which is what we love to see. It's
yes, indeed.
even when the disconnect gods hand you a terrible hand, it's good to come back in and finish out your race at least.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt.
Have a look where we are. Johan is coming into the last chicane now. So he's just got one more corner to do, and then the run down the straight for a P1 finish. And that will be his second win of the season.
Keeping it cool is Karolzak. Comes across the line to take the race win. Congratulations to Johan. Zach Finney. Second place.
Zach Finney in a very creditable second there, because he's had a little bit of a rough season.
Absolutely. Sahabi, P3. Ben Brown celebrates his fashion as lights he comes through in P4.
Bit of celebratory flashing, that's what we like to see.
P5
well, depends on which police officer you ask. Oh, it does clatter slightly. I think you just slightly clattered the back of Alex Shahabi there.
Just a little bit. 7-8. Oh, Zaben Barrett going at it on the line. I think that is...
Dominic pops out. He's thinking that... No, he's not going to be able to make that stick.
No, he's not.
Yeah, they're through. And great battle with those two. With Sabo taking P9 and Dominic taking P10.
Gaetino will come across the line in P11. And then our wonderful Alan van der Hooven.
Mr. Persistence, Alan van der Hooven coming through to take P12. A few laps down, but given that he's been chucked out and had to come back in a couple of times, that's still a hell of a performance.
Absolutely. 4 laps down. What 4 laps? Comes across the line to take the checkered, and that is that.
Just means he's got healthier tyres, that's all.
Alright, now we wait for the server to turn itself over now.
Everyone has finished, so we're able to jump out and get on server 2.
Wunderbar.
Have a look and see where it's up to.
Yeah. Let's have a look.
It's just launching at the moment, so it should... couple of minutes, it should be ready for us to get into it.
Amazing stuff. Oh, has anyone jumped down to the waiting room? They haven't. How very antisocial. Very rude.
We're just going to have to start dragging them in without telling them like usual.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
we tried being polite. We're just going to go back to kidnapping them from their voice chat.
Should we get Johan down, shall we?
Yeah, let's grab our race winner.
Are you getting him?
I can get him. I
thought I was okay. Hold on. Okay, I got him. I got it.
It's fine.
Johan, it's Aidan and Ben in the comms box. Congratulations, race winner. Are you there, my friend?
Yeah, I am.
Hello, sir. Congratulations, very dominant victory for you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I wasn't confident about the pace gap intact, but yeah, it worked out.
You seem to be taking a few temps out of him each lap. What was it like? Were the tyres holding up for you, or was it as bad as it usually is on them?
I think I was on the back foot in the first attempt in qualifying compared to Dak, and I got it right at the end of the session, and I think I went on and did what I thought was the best trajectories and racing lines and apexes and other stuff, and did it consistently each lap after lap.
Yeah.
And I think it was one of my most consistent race because
It-
I haven't missed one apex after one the entire race. So
Which is impressive with turn 1 of Nürburgring, to be honest. It's,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
usually not
Benchmark.
one that... If you can hit that every single time, you're definitely doing well. Yeah, it looked very composed there. It just was it just a case of you saw them fighting in the rear view mirrors and you're able to just pull that gap from the start?
I saw P2 challenged by P3 in the I think it's a stadium section, or at least the first corner was complex. And I mean, I just did what I thought would be the fastest racing lines, and just go on without thinking about defending it, which was a good thing for the first corners, because otherwise, if you're challenged, you cannot check someone off with this course.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm happy, and I'm looking forward for race 2. I think it's going to be interesting.
Well, to make it even more interesting for you, you and Alex Shahabi are now tied on points at the top of the championship at 122 points each.
Yeah, it's going to be my main objective to finish ahead of him.
Good stuff.
I'm not sure how it's going to work out, but yeah, it's the main thing now that sadly Alfie isn't here today. I think it will be between us and maybe James and Ben.
Yeah, excellent. It's really definitely looking forward to see what you can do in race 2, coming from further back. But I'll just check to see whether the server has launched for you.
Yep.
So we'll let you
not in a
get in.
rush.
Yeah, we'll let you get in and so you
I
can
think
enjoy
the good
watching.
thing with multiple races in a row, race 1, race 2, is that you only have a few things to adjust, like the excess in fuel and this kind of stuff. And I just have 10 minutes of chilling.
Yes. Wonderful.
Very nice.
Looking
Very
forward.
nice.
Just what you need to relax for ready for the race. Then. Okay, we'll get you back into the normal voice chat, and good luck for race 2.
Thank you.
Amazing. Did I hear him say what I think he said?
I'm not sure. What did you think he said?
I'm not going to say on stream because you know. Dear Lord.
Yeah, I could listen to that man talk all day. So he's got a great voice.
He has. It's intoxicating. Literally, he just needs to do a YouTube channel of ASMR Johan. That's all he needs to call it, and everyone will be sold.
Absolutely. Well, let's see. Is anyone actually out having a little bit of practice in the 5 minutes they've got here, making sure they're all set up for race 2?
What I would if I could actually join the game.
That will be helpful. Yes.
Yes, indeed. Derp. Oh, is it going to do it? Oh, it just has a bit of a fart, basically, which is very annoying. What's happening with this?
I did not expect after 5 races of this championship to have 2 people tied on points at the top.
Oh, no, like literally not at all. Right, we'll do that. Click join and you're going to work. Right, new game. There's a loading screen and then it doesn't get me into the session. Am I in the session according to you?
Let's have a look. Yes, you are now.
No, I'm not, because it just said race cancelled.
Well, you're definitely showing in there. Oh no, you're gone again.
Oh dear. Well, folks, I have 5 minutes to figure this out.
Yeah, you've got a couple of minutes. Don't worry too much.
There we go. I am now in. So
Yeah.
that is.
It's content manager. It always has these little quirks. That's why we like it though. But it's still better than trying to use the baseline Assetto Corsa menu.
Yeah, so let's head back to the track and see what people are doing with 2 minutes of free practice left. Jacob Pine on a lap. Now we've got to remember the top 5 from last race in the finishing standings do not get to qualify. So we will see the other 7 drivers.
Yes.
I can math, it's fine. 7 drivers go have at it at the qualifying. Track conditions are very much hotter. 28 air degrees temperature? That doesn't even make sense. 28 degrees centigrade air temperature. Track temperature is 39 degrees centigrade, so a good 10 or 11 degrees hotter. So the medium tyres may not work now. It's going to be...
The interesting bit, though, we've only got 92% grip on the track.
Yes.
So the track, basically, because we've changed server, the track has reset. So and they're not going to have that half-hour practice to rubber the track in this time, so that it's not going to be at full grip come the start of the race.
That's going to be interesting.
It is indeed.
Well, the track is now green at 92%, which is interesting. It was 91, that's 92.
Yeah. So just to confirm, the top 5 who cannot take part in qualifying are Johan, we spoke to before, Zach Finney, Alex Shahabi, Ben Brown, and Dave Selecki, all of whom are going to have to start from the back of the grid.
Ooh, groovy.
And that's a lot of big names who are going to have to fight their way through for points.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be,
massive.
do you just try and finish ahead of your championship rivals, or do you go for the... do you try and push through for the full win? Because in the real world, the smart money says, right, be careful. Just get past the people you need to get past. But we're sim racers. We don't like doing that. They will go for the win and try and get their way through.
I don't know. I would have my sensible cap on, I think. I'm saying that when I'm not racing. When I'm racing, it's probably not. But...
Yeah. Johan got to be wondering there, because I know he says, "Oh, my goal is to finish ahead of Alex Sharby," but he's got to be looking at that grid and saying, "Faster than you, lot."
I'm faster
than you.
Faster than you. I can dive up that inside.
Yeah. Why should I wait at the back?
Ooh, so we shall see what happens. We're just waiting for these last 2 cars, Zabo and Van der Hoeven, to finish their laps in practice session, and the session should then transfer to a 10-minute qualifying.
I think they're just settling their cars down, making sure their setups have transferred properly. It's a weird thing. Sometimes you put the setup on that you had before, and it will feel completely different when you change server.
Ugh.
So Mark Zabo's finished there, and Van der Hoeven's just coming through the last chicane.
Gets the gearing all down and plants the throttle back up into the final turn.
So it's the last chance, really, to make any real adjustments, because you don't want to be making big sweeping changes when you're in qualifying.
Oh,
you want to just have it nice and settled.
As we just wait for the countdown to go through, because AC being AC, it has to have a countdown between sessions. I must admit, it's beautiful road cars. You might have sold me. I can't drive them for love nor money, but for people who can drive them, they do provide a good source of entertainment.
Yeah. Speaking of other things we sold you on, we have announced our next Assetto Corsa Championship this evening. We are moving to Monday nights, and we are starting with a 15-race season across 5 events in classic Mini Cooper S1000 Group 2 cars.
15 rounds?
15 races, yeah. 5 rounds, 15 races.
Okay, yeah, no, sorry, I was like, what? 15 weeks? Huh? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That's not good. Folks, I do apologise for this technical difficulty. Assetto Corsa has just decided to crash on me.
Ooh.
So we're going to have to try and rejoin the session again and hope it works, because...
I'll keep an eye on what's going on. Let's see who's out in qualifying. All of the usual subjects have made it out onto the track.
It's good. Thank you for the running commentary. Whilst my computer completely poops itself for a brief moment.
The 5 guys who are having to stay in are behaving themselves and staying in the pits, while the rest of them are all out fighting to get a lap time in. And it's going to be interesting to see who can get the best time out now, because they're going out on the soft tyres.
Yeah, I'm with you now.
And that's not going to make the soft tyres any happier. It'll certainly warm them up, because Sharon, I think Sharon could be the man to watch in this race. He was holding a lot of pace on those medium tyres in the last race, and he was, if I remember correctly, he was 6th place. So he's got to be thinking he's in with a shot on this race. He's clearly got a good setup on that Mondeo, because it looks planted.
Around he goes.
Yeah, that's smoke off the rear wheel as as he cocks it through the last turn there. For 141, so that's just a fairly decent opener. It's still a green track. We're only at 94% grip, so we're not going to get the 30s that we saw in the last race.
No,
in the last race yet.
No, not yet. I think that's more of an outlap than anything from these guys.
Yeah.
Decent outlap, I must admit.
Yeah. Clearly pushing very hard, even on the outlap, making sure those tyres are up to temperature.
Well, stick with him for this lap. Let's see what he can do.
I think that is the best looking car in these Super Tours, that Ford Mondeo.
Yeah.
Or the Fortix Mando, as it is in.
I think so as well.
It's definitely a Mondeo, but it's like the Aldi version.
It
is a gorgeous car, isn't it?
Ooh,
a little bit of opposite lock there through the chicane. That might cost him, but someone behind him locking as well.
Yeah, it was Vanderhoeven.
They're all pushing. Vanderhoeven's showing decent pace now. This is clearly he wasn't able to take part in quali for a connection issue in the first race, but he's pushing hard now. I wonder if he didn't get a chance to get his setup on the car.
Potentially, which would have been a shame. Yotam's going to come across the line, 1:35.8.
That's decent. That's a very good time for a slow track.
That is as well. It's green track. It's now a slow track for 95% indeed. Track temperatures are cooled down as well. 19 degrees centigrade for air and track temp 28 degrees. So Zabo goes second fastest there with 1:36.2.
So we were at 1:33.2 for the pole time for race 1. And that was on a completely rubbered in track. So a 1:35.8 is not 2.5 seconds off that is not bad for a track that hasn't fully rubbered in yet. And
exactly.
I don't think they're going to put enough rubber down for the start of the race. I think it's still going to be a little bit off the pace. So it's so they've got to wonder if those medium you've got to wonder if those medium tyres are an option.
One does have to wonder and ponder. Yotam's still on a lap. No one really challenging him as of yet. Enos Adira places flush.
I think that's an attempt as an emoji that hasn't worked on our chat there.
No, exactly so. It's probably showing on the actual channel, and yes, it's wonderful to do post emojis because dear, we don't win there.
Jacob Hine into second with a 1:36.1.
Improvement for Yotam as well, 1:35.7.
Yeah, finding another 10th there on those soft tyres. Dominic was up to 5th briefly there on the mediums. And he's still not miles away. Oh, actually, he's dropping a bit back now.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, that's those top 7 places are. I mean, he's going to start no worse than P7.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's not a major issue.
No, not in the slightest.
We lost someone.
No idea. Who was that just jumped into our voice chat?
We've lost Dave Selecki.
Oh,
Oh no, he's back.
No, he's back. Did someone just jump into our voice chat, or was that just me?
I don't know. I didn't hear anyone.
I thought I heard an oi.
Might have been background noise on mine.
Was it Bex by any chance? How dare she?
She's in the other room watching Harry Potter.
Potter. Anyway.
Rather than winding me up on commentary for once.
It is entertaining, I must admit. We have lost, who was it?
There's Zalecki again.
Zalecki, yeah. I wonder if he's having issues.
Well, I hope not, because he's one of our top 5 finishers for the first race.
Yeah, noted. So that's a shame. Sharon. Oh, look at this. Jacob Hine, sorry to interrupt you, has just set a lap. 0.062 seconds faster by Sharon.
1:35.6. That's a big time for where these cars are at the moment.
Track is at 97% track grip, so it is fast. Not
3
optimum.
minutes left. If they keep pushing right to the end, it might be at optimum for the start of the race.
It's a spicy meatball.
Yeah. But it's 7 cars on track. It's even with the second half of the lap cut off, it's still quite a chunk of track to try and rubber in for a start of a 30-minute race.
Yeah.
In 10 minutes. But, see what we shall see, whether or not everyone can get put in place.
Oh, Zalecki's back in again.
That's excellent.
For now.
We don't want to lose people at this point. It's 12 races in. It's a good number for these cars. I'm hoping we'll get most of our competitors back next week for the 1 hour endurance race at the at Imola.
Oh,
for our season finale.
1 hour. Oh dear God. That's got pit stops as well, isn't it? It's just going to be
mandatory pits. The only mandatory pit stops on the championship next week.
Oh yeah, 135.1 for Jacob Hine.
Oof. Yellow flag out there. That was Jacob stopping on track.
Yeah, that's a massive lap.
Yeah.
Absolutely massive.
He's come back in, got some fresh rubber on. He's going straight back out to try and get a lap in to the very end, and he might just make it round as well.
Just 1 minute 35 is the time to. Oh no, I don't think he will.
It's gonna be tight. He might just get across the line to start another lap.
It might
If he
just.
pushes hard on this out lap.
Yeah, Ash Hill on a very slow lap. He's going to go onto a lap.
Yeah. I think he's been saving his tyres for this run here. Last up, yeah. Those like say he's back. Bloody internet.
Bloody internet. Bloody internet.
Yeah. We all know these woes.
Oh, just the horrors of shocking internet, the nightmares of the anxiety it gives you of disconnecting during the middle of a race, which it has. I never had a disconnect. I have had is Windows Firewall or get a program in the background popping up saying, look at this, and minimising my race, and I end up crashing.
It's worse when it's in VR and everything goes black and all you hear is a crunch.
Yep, I can relate. Sharon is in the pits and is not going to improve on his time. So that is at least P2 for Sharon. Zabo's decided to stop it on track, so he's not going to improve. So what's
very tight between these 7. It's Jacob.
Jacob gets there. He's on a lap.
Across the line.
He's on a lap. He's made it.
Yeah. Going to be pushing hard for this final run.
I think he only made it by about a couple of seconds. Ben22 Racing waving away. Thank you for the wonderful wave. I'm waving back at you as well. You can't see me, but yeah, I'm waving.
I'm just keeping an eye on Ben's Delta as he goes through the complex here.
Let's have a look. Who's Delta, sorry?
Dipping Jacob Hines as he goes
okay.
through, dips just into the low 135s there. He's holding in the 134s. If he can manage a 134 out of this track now, he's going to be feeling very confident for race 2.
This would be, if it'd been an
We
insane
come
lap.
down to this, doesn't invalidate as he goes down the hill.
Good man, Jacob.
Easy to do there, just to run it wide and have the game ping you. Gonna come down to the chicane, good line through there. Hits one curb, hits the other. Gets it settled, coming into the hairpin.
Around he goes.
Nice and smooth on the braking. Takes a little nibble of the exit curve.
134.7!
134.722. That's a blinding lap. That's over a second quicker than P2.
Congratulations, pole for Jacob Hine. 134.7. Yotam Sharon will follow up in what is going to be a annoying but I'm sure understandable second place for Yotam. Mark Zabo in P3, Thibaut Gertin in P4, Ash Hill P5, Allard van der Hoeven in 6th, and Dominic Berut in 7th. And of course, Ben Brown, Johan, Zach, Alex, and Dave will all take to the grid in that order. But because they finished in the top 5 in the last race, they did not set a lap time. They'll have to fight it through the back of the grid and see what they can make, see what they can muster.
Indeed. And that's definitely a group of drivers who are quite happy to do some fighting.
Yes. Without a shadow of a doubt. Right, let's not click drive because
let's not do that this time.
because that would make total sense. To not like screw up someone else's race. Right, let's spectate there. So we're going to go on, follow Jacob Hine, the pole sitter. Insane lap. Absolutely insane.
Belting lap. For a track that wasn't fully rubbered in yet. And to go that much quicker than the guys behind, that is a really impressive lap. And he's got to be feeling very confident. It has put him on the outside of turn 1. And hopefully everyone will be calm again and we won't have a turn 1 Nürburgring incident. But the lights are going red.
They are indeed.
And it's lights out and away we go. Good start from Jacob. Very good start from Jacob. Pulls away there.
Indeed, it's a battle in the background though for Sharon, Zabo and Gertin.
Yeah, they come down into turn 1.
Oh, Jesus.
Close a bit. I don't think anyone's been murdered.
Ben Brown
They've
really
made
up
it through. Yeah, Ben Brown making. Yeah, definitely the best of the non-qualifiers there, who's pushed through. As Johan and Alex Shahabi have been left behind, and Zach Finney and Dave Selecki are down at the back.
But
there is a lot of fighting taking place up and down this grid at the moment.
There is. We're going to try and bring you some of it as they go through into. There's contact in the background.
Yep, Van der Hoeven and Dave Selecki having a bit of a little bit of an on-track argument. I'm not sure you could call it a battle yet, but it was definitely an argument.
Was indeed. I think everything's now calmed down, waiting for people to just get into the rhythm of things. There's always a move up ahead. Is that Ben Brown looking up the inside of Gertin? Can't quite make it work.
Yeah, definitely force about it. Gertin gets a big slap from the curb on the inside of the chicane though, and Ben's up the inside of him into the hairpin. He's going to be straightened out quicker and able to get on that power. They lead on each other.
They are leading big time.
Yeah, I'm as surprised as you are, Chris, about the lack of death and destruction.
I am slightly disappointed. I'm not going to lie.
I've been keeping this sound effect on.
Oh, 2 seconds. We might have some destruction now. They're 3 wide into turn 1. They make it work.
How the hell did they manage that?
Oh dear Lord! They're still 3 wide. They're going through the complex.
They are fighting over the close to make
Oh, there's contact.
Yeah, bit of door to door.
Oh, there's the carnage.
That's a lot of door to door.
That is
That's Burton and Ben Brown, who have come off worse there.
It's an animal.
I knew I uploaded that for a reason.
Oh, it's a lovely soundboard. There was definitely a bit of a.
That is a punt.
Definite Clellan moment there.
That was so. Death and destruction has.
Ben Brown recovering. Girton is a long way off the back now.
Well,
Definitely 10 seconds back.
Well, death and destruction is what you wanted, Mr. Chris, and that's what you got. Super touring, yeah.
This is super touring. And we've got Zach Finney going past Ash Hill into the chicane. Did he make it stick? Hits the sausage curb on the inside, and that's allowed Ash Hill back on the attack. But late braking from Zach Finney there. And Ash tucks in behind him.
Just cruising around the outside there.
And now the biggest of the movers is that man Johan Karolczak, who is up into 4th behind Szabo. Sharon has just taken the lead from Jacob Hine, who leans on him. The Vectra leaning on the Mondeo there as they go through the complex.
Well, that's... Oh, hello. Yep, leader's going at it. Sorry.
Yep, Sharon got a little...
Oh, they collide!
Sharon's round, and that was Szabo into the side of him. Oh. And that's the Mondeo off into the weeds. That is not what we wanted to see, and not the result that Sharon wanted there. That was a definite thump round.
That's going to be... Tyson will be kicking himself for that. It doesn't... Don't think it was purely... I think it's purely a passenger at the most point, but it did send it up the inside there. So, yeah, it's, Stewart's going to probably have a look into that if that's reported.
Definitely so. We do have a stewarding panel here who will look at anything these guys put into us. And they'll certainly be taking keen interest in that, I suspect.
Oh, that's a move done for Zach Finney up into 3rd. Szabo yields the position. Is Szabo going to look up the inside? No, can't make it work.
Honestly, I'm going to do it now and put the instant report in the chat now.
Yeah. I do not blame you. Fastest lap of the race for Ben Brown as he comes across the line. Sets,
and he's making a comeback as well, considering he got knocked down to what, P11 there?
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a 3-way battle almost, and Ben Brown makes contact with Hill and West spins.
Yeah, I'm not sure how healthy Ben's car is feeling. We are on reduced damage. It's 50% rather than the full 100, because but that will affect the aero on these cars.
Oh, and then Ben forcing his way up the inside there, and Ash giving just enough room for it to work. Ash is right back on him again. Got to look around the outside into the cut through.
Astral Accord look a bit like crinkled tinfoil at the moment.
No, exactly. And then little Dominic Barut making a good move.
Absolutely, he's trying to hang around the outside into the chicane. I think he's going to make it stick.
They give each other
close. Oh, they're going to be running side by side up the hill. This could either be brilliant or go very wrong very quickly. But Dominic is going to be on the outside of the chicane. I'm not sure you can brake late enough to swing it round there.
It's lucky he wanted to make it three-way as well, but
he was thinking about it there.
I think he thought better of it at that point.
And in the meantime, we have a battle on for the lead. Karolczak is closing down Jacob Hine.
They're setting identical lap times at the minute. But yeah, the gap is slowly closing. We'll stay with this hill battle with Dominic Barut as Dominic Barut makes a move.
Yep, putting it on the inside into turn 1, using all that space to get the car on the ideal line. Swings it back across, holds the inside into the complex. Said Hill, Hill is fighting back there.
Hill has the inside, which will come the outside. But we have seen people sweeping across the outside like it's nothing.
Yeah, Dominic got a bit wide there, and that's let through both Hill and Selecki.
Oh, that's not good. Oh, Selecki's also having a go at Hill as well. Remember, these guys were the top 5 from last race. They do have pace. But it's just a matter of getting past the slower people.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I think it was. Was it? It was only Selecki who was in the top 5 at last race. It was Dominic and Hill were both.
Oh gosh, yeah, of course, race. Absolutely.
So it's doing what we wanted. It's mixing up the grid, and we've got a 3-way fight for the lead. Jacob Hein is defending for all he's worth, but Kawasaki makes looking up the inside into the hairpin.
Jacob's will go immediately defensive.
Yeah, Jacob getting a little bit better traction off the corner there.
He's got a nose.
Oh, got to have that move. He's got that move into turn 1, but that will, if you make your move into turn 1, it runs you out wide because there's that little dip right on the apex.
Yeah,
but Kawasaki holds it tight.
And then Jacob Hine's going to lose out to 2nd place as well if he's not careful. I think he has.
Yep, Zach
oh!
Oh, that's a bit door on door.
Knock, knock, who's there? Hine coming back through for 2nd. And in the background, Hill and Zalaki going at it again. We'll stay with this battle for P2 and P3 for a second.
It's a very good point from Chris that Ben is weight shedding by implanting all of his livery onto other cars.
Racing go faster stripes. Oh!
There's a little bit as I think Finney was just trying to turn in and clipped the back of Jacob Hine's car there. And Jacob got away with it, and but Zach Finney's lost out there.
This is a resurgence of Ben Brown. Going to now look up the inside for P3. Can't quite make it work there. He's going to be back under attack with Zach Finney. And look at this, Shahabi!
Ben Brown has literally come from the back of the pack to be fighting for the podium.
On the hard tyre as well.
No, he's on the medium. Ben's gone with the medium for this race.
Ben's on the mediums. I was talking about Shahabi on hard tyres making a good comeback, but the medium tyres with Ben as well.
Both of these guys fighting from the back. They fought about 3 wide there. Shahabi's definitely got them inside line there. But Zach Finney comes across and closes him off.
Yeah.
There's definitely some brusque defending going on in race 2 here.
We're now 3rd way through the race with 19.5 minutes to go. It is anyone's race. Kawasaki, although having somewhat of a controlled lead of about 2 seconds over Hine. So, that's contact! And, Ben gets onto the grass. Got a tap from behind, I think, a little bit there from Shahabi.
Yeah, a little bit of a wiggle, but they held it together. Alex Shahabi's leaning on him hard there. He is not letting him get away. No,
not at all, but it's going to be costing these guys the gap out to the cars ahead of them. And Ben's now a second down, 1 whole second now down to Zach Finney when he was pretty much on the tail of him.
Ben Brown's car is the rolling definition of that'll buff out at the moment.
That's brilliant. Oh, and Ben's having to now fight with...
Alex That is Alex Shahabi as well. Very tight line through the chicane. And that's Mark Sabo who's coming on from the back of the... He wants a piece of this.
Sabo wanted to make it a 3-way battle, thought better of it again. Is that move done for Shahabi? It is.
It is. He got through and chops across the front of Ben there. Says, "Yo, I'm not having this place back. I'm having that inside line, and there is nothing you can do about it."
Lock up from Zabo in the background as these two still go at it.
Ben very heavy on the brakes there. There's front brakes on the
Oh, that's a door bang.
Got a glowing red.
The brakes were indeed glowing red, and there's a nice little bit of contact going through turn 2, turn 3,
Yeah,
4. More,
Ben Pratt's gonna be back through, I think.
more leaning, more door banging, more trade painting. What am I paid? Words.
More paint being traded than at a builder's yard. This.
Ah, brilliant.
That was a stretch. That one. I'll be looking on the inside of the chicane. They're not letting each other go. If there's even a hint of an overtake, they're going for it.
God, good God. Right. Oh, saving the chances going to a lawnmower briefly. In the background, Hill and was that Zaleki, Hill and Barut in the background as well. 7th, 8th and 9th. Another three-way battle for 7th.
Yeah, they are just going to be driving frames at this rate. It's not going to be a single panel left on that car.
No, literally.
Once I can find the photo, I found on one of the BTCC race groups, someone has made a complete garden arrangement out of bits of BTCC car that they've picked up from racetracks.
God. I do have an intake grill from a Janetta in my flat from a couple of weeks ago.
It's astonishing how quickly those pieces disappear from the racetrack, isn't it?
I know, right?
Usually in the vicinity of the marshal's posts.
It's just us marshals doing a stellar job at keeping the track safe. And maybe take home a souvenir or two. I think
It's amazing what you can find on eBay after a race.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Anyway, Alex Sharby and Ben Brandt still fighting. Zach Finney has broken away from them now, but he's closed right back up on Jacob Hine. That man out in front, Jan Karolczak. We're not talking about him much, but he has pulled near a 5-second gap with half the race still to go.
I mean, this is just rinse, repeat from race 1 pretty much, isn't it?
He's come from the back, absolutely composed, and has made his way through to the front.
What's Jahabi doing with Ben fighting away here?
He is outside the chicane. Don't think that's going to work, but I could be wrong.
Are you sure about that?
He had to take a lot of that inside sausage curve. I think he had better on the brakes into the hairpin and makes it stick.
Dear freaking God. How? The nose of Ben's car looks like it's been to a dodgy Middle Eastern cosmetic clinic and paid suspiciously too little for the procedure.
Yeah, that's an apt description. That.
Shahabi goes very wide.
Harvey goes wide, and Zach Finney and Jacob Hine were trading places for a moment there, but they've settled back down, and Zach Finney is right underneath the rear wing of Jacob Hines' Vectra there.
Dear freaking God.
So I don't know where to look. Dominic's on the back of Ash Hill and is fighting hard to get that 8th place. And they've got Johan Sharon behind them, who's or is it Jotan Sharon behind them, who's trying to recover after that meeting with the wall, shall we say?
Yeah, unfortunate meeting with the wall.
Yeah, absolutely.
Zach Finney though, look at this, 2nd and 3rd place. For best of the rest as it stands. Jacob.
It is indeed, and they're fighting hard for that. Zach getting a good exit in the chicane, but Jacob is placing his car very well to defend against him.
He is indeed, but can't do anything about it as of yet.
Right, we had a bit of a mid-race lull on the last one. I'm not sure we're getting one this time because they are.
No.
The pack is still very mixed up from the pseudo reverse grid, and they are all fighting very hard. Jotan Sharon going past Dominic Bahout for P9 there, shuffles Dom down to P10.
Dominic Beirut, news in the face. I always have to say his name like that, Beirut.
Dominic on the softer tyres, but he's going to be feeling the tyre wear at this point.
Yeah.
Highest runner on the mediums is Ben Brown up in P4.
Indeed. Oh, Zach Finney alongside Jacob Hine, challenging for second place into the cut through in the middle sector.
Doesn't get in there, but they're both running. They're using all the track to try and defend here.
They are indeed. Zach Finney is trying to get past what is a London bus imitation by Jacob Hine.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
more parked buses than a Chelsea defence. This.
Yeah. Brilliant. Oh, up the inside.
Into the chicane.
They
bumped it. And Jacob holds on to it.
Oh, Ben Brown's wanting it. It's 3 wide now.
That's closed right. That's let Ben close right up on them. They have all lost so much time to Johan behind this, having this fight, though. I don't think they care. I don't think they care. I am willing to bet they are having an absolute whale of a time.
I think I can match that bet.
Oh, is Ben going to try and take them both into
3 wide? You're going 3 wide. I can't look. I can't look.
Has he done it? He's done it
He's done it as well, isn't he?
That's a brilliant move. 2 cars in 1 corner. And they're both going to want to mug him now.
Yeah, he's like... He did a Hamilton at Silverstone, but except it's the Nürburgring, it's turn 1 instead of the final turn.
Right, now it's on. And Alex Sharpie's up on the back of them now as well.
Oh, God. Dear Lord. Zalecki and...
4-way battle for P2.
Oh, Zalecki and Zabo going at it as well. Zalecki getting the better of Zabo. So that's going to calm down a little bit. We'll go back up to this 4-way battle for P2. You don't get to say that often, do we? 4-way battle.
Darren is still fighting with Dominic, but who is fighting with Hill in front of him. But they've settled down slightly. Yeah, it's definitely not setting down in this P2 battle.
No,
Alex
not at all.
acts very slightly out rather than gamble on a dangerous move, but he's got to be thinking he's going to try and pick them off one by one.
Absolutely. Oh,
Ben Brown got a great exit from the chicane there.
Yeah, those medium tyres are working.
Nearly his second clear.
Yeah, those medium tyres are working for him for sure. Right, we'll stick with this battle here because Zach is looking very racy, but behind him Shahabi is also all looking up the inside. Oh, is he going to get late on the brakes? Oh,
Jacob sweeps in front of Alex Shahabi there. I think there was a little gap on the rear there as they try and come through. This is a very trying to think of the right word. A very assertive defensive drive from Jacob here.
It is absolutely. Zach Finney almost losing out to Shahabi there. Shahabi, should I say?
this fighting here, they're still fighting them so much that Ben Brown's able to actually pull away from them. He's got a 2-second gap.
Yeah.
Nearly. And these 3 are still fighting tooth and nail for that P3 position.
Goes very wide there, does Zach Finney.
Zach Finney got taking some German grass into his intakes there.
999.
Alex looking up the inside. He's made it work a couple of times, and I think he's going to make it work here. Swept through on the inside, take a little bit of the sausage curb, and just close off that exit line to make sure that that Zach Finney can't attack him back. And now he's going to be bolting after Jacob Hine like a greyhound after a hare.
I love these riders. I need to come up with them a little bit more often. To be fair, Ben's car is 20 kilograms lighter. No paint loss, and that's a very late dive to the inside from there from Shahabi.
I think Zach Finney was actually the one coming across there and then thought better of it and swung hard back over to the left.
Oh, contact as they go through turn 2. Door banging galore.
Yeah. A little bit rough and ready. I think this might be a busy week for the stewards off the back of this.
I think so, just about.
Between this and ACC, it's definitely going to be a hectic week of stewarding.
For now, Shahabi's got the place move done, but Zach Finney's saying, no, I'm not quite done with you yet.
Yep, comes back through on the cut through. But, they're losing a little bit of time to Jacob Hine here.
They are indeed, so Jacob capitalising from this battle. Which is, oh, it's the second time he's done that, Zach, he needs to be careful.
Well, the bonnet cam view from Zach Finney's car looks amazing.
Let's go on to bonnet cam, shall we, and have a look. He slams on the brakes. It goes very deep in chicane. He's going to lose time there. Indeed, he has, sadly.
Oh, he has indeed, but Harby is closing back up on Jacob Hine now.
As we ride on board with him through the last corner. Definitely got Jacob in his sights. 2.7 seconds to Ben Brown from Jacob Hine. So Ben's finding pace on the medium tyre as well.
He's finding pace, and with them fighting tooth and nail behind him, they're giving him the time to get away.
Yeah, absolutely. And Karolczak extends his lead to almost 12 seconds now.
A dominant performance from him this week.
He
is absolutely just driven away. I think he might actually be looking at lapping Girton at this rate.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he's not far behind him.
Oh dear lord. Let's have a look. So there's Johan. Where's Girton? Yeah, Girton's going to the final corner now, and Johan's going through the kink at the straight.
Well, there's a lot of rear locking from Alex Shahabi there into the chicane.
We're back with them now.
It's like every technique they can think of to try and close that gap up to the guy in front.
Yeah. Zaleki as well closing on Zabo in 7th and 6th. We'll keep an eye on that battle on the timing screens. For now we'll stick with this with Shahabi trying to catch Hine. Hine was your pole sitter with an amazing lap of 1:34, I do believe, if I remember correctly. But has sadly got caught up in an incident about 8 or 9 minutes into the race, and seen him drop down the order since then.
Yeah, but he's just been chased down by these guys who again didn't qualify. They are coming from the back and have had to fight their way through. Shahabi on the outside of Hine goes round that little dip at the exit of turn 1, and gets the inside line for the complex, and he's through.
Wow,
he's
what a move!
Through into P3, and he's definitely going to be wanting to try and chase down Ben Brown in P2.
It's a shame for Jacob. It was a very impressive performance. Nonetheless, still an impressive performance, even after being completely T-boned by who was it? T-boned. It was oh gosh, I can't quite remember now. He's been fighting. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. He's been fighting at the front the whole time, and he has not let anyone have an easy ride through for those positions. No, I believe
it's like he has fought tooth and nail for every single position that people have tried to take from him.
Yeah, absolutely. You cannot say that he didn't give it up without a fight.
Let's see what the lap times look like for.
Oh, Jacob going to look up the inside of the final chicane. He's on the inside line. He's going to make a challenge and touch.
Thinking about it. That was a little bit of a touring car clatter there, but they survived. They lived to fight another day. Jacob is not letting Alex get away, and that has brought Zach Finney back into this fight for P3.
Oh dear God. So Zach Finney now wants a piece of this, makes it a three-way battle in the background. Zaleki and Sharon going at it as well with Zabo. But with just Jacob Hine and Finney, I'll correct myself. The Shahabi, Hine and Finney battle is staying put for now, with just over 3 minutes 40 seconds to go.
But now is definitely the operative word. Dave Selecki in P6 is fighting off Sabo, but they've got Yotan Sharon on the back of them, who has looked racy all day. He's not had great luck.
No, you're getting involved in the start
Did get chucked round into the wall
did,
on the exits of the complex,
Well,
and
that's moved on for Sharon into 7th on Gabo.
he drives round him there. He's got a very impressive car there.
Yeah, even with the damage, even though I know damage is on 50%, but it was a massive clout he had into the wall.
Indeed. The car doesn't look to have suffered too much for it, ironically.
No.
Of the two cars, Ben Brown's looks in far worse condition than Johan Sharon's.
I can get on board with that.
Oh dear. In the meantime, the biggest battle. I mean, Van der Hoeven is on the back of Hill with Dominic Behout on the back of him, and they are looking in. Fighting chicane. Van der Hoeven makes the move.
Sorry to interrupt you. Sorry to interrupt you. Sid Vinny and Jacob Hine going at it. Jacob Hines conceded a position.
It has dropped down a slot into P5.
Apologies, and we're going to go back to the lower end battle and Van der Hoeven versus Hill, and gets the better of him.
We have triple threat battles forming up all over this track.
Oh, is that Hill going to look up the inside? Late braking move? No, can't make it work. He did dive to the inside ever so slightly, but I think he thought better of it.
He thought about it, didn't he?
He did.
There was a definite eyeball at the inside there, and then thought, nah, maybe not.
No, I'm just going to T-bone him, basically, if we're not careful in that corner. But in the background, Behout right on the tail of Hill, trying to get past him.
Get back into that top 10 position.
Jacob Hine has sadly dropped to about 1.2 seconds behind Zach Finney, so I think that's the best we can expect from Jacob tonight.
I think their loud pedals have started to work a bit more efficiently than Jacob's. But we've only got a minute and a half left of the race. So we are going on to the last lap now. Jan Karajak is coming round onto the start-finish straight. 1:35.8 and 14 seconds back to Ben Brown.
Behout and Hill side by side through the king at the back straight, going up to the final chicane. Behout on the outside. I think he's not going to make that work. He'll hold fire and hope for another opportunity.
That was a big chunk of the inside of the corner that Hill took there, but I don't think it did him any favours because Dominic dives back through on the hairpin.
But Hill's going for the side by side down the straight. Hill's going to get the cut back out on the last turn.
It's less than a length of Ricardo's there.
Under brakes they both go, and I think Hill got the better of Dominic there.
Yeah, I think Dominic tried to switch back on him, but didn't quite have the turn in there to make it work.
No, sadly not. Or saying that. No, I thought Dominic was going to try and do something cheeky on the inside there.
He's all over the back. Jan Karajak is coming up the hill for the final time.
There he is.
Through the chicane, round the final hairpin.
Well,
that's a double race win.
Keeping it extra cool is Johan Karajak. Congratulations for a double race win here at the Nürburgring. Ben Brown, 14 seconds behind, will come across the line for a very hard-fought second place.
It is far from settled for the podium. Zach Finney is on the back of Alex Shahabi as they come down the start-finish straight. He's got to dive out.
Nice.
Oh, Shahabi holds on to it.
Just
by 1/10 of a second.
Hill and Dominic Behout going at it in the last corner. This is not over for 10th or 11th.
Yeah.
And Dominic did not quite get it. No, that's it.
Another battle settled by just over 1/10 of a second. That was a lot of racing for a half hour, wasn't it?
I can breathe now. Oh my word.
Head in the chat go, phew. Yeah, I imagine that Given how warm it is, I imagine it's feeling a bit close in your rig at the moment, Ben.
I'm sweating in places I never thought I could sweat. I'm not gonna lie. Well breathed. Thank you, Tim Bob. Yes, and absolutely, Chris. Thank you very much, Chris. It's been a pleasure. Wow. You know what? We get
end-to-end racing over 2 30-minute races.
It was just non-stop. Literally, there's always something happening. It's insane. Crazy good.
Oh, dearie me.
Next week, Imola. Not
Yeah.
not 2 minutes, not 3 15 minutes, but 1 full hour
Yeah.
to finish off the season.
I'm not sure whether we ever settled on whether it was double points, but it would make sense for it to be, but if it's not, then it's going to be very close at the top.
Indeed.
Let's see if the results have archived yet.
The award for maddest owners stream goes to... Haha!
That was just end-to-end action.
Like, there's always something happening. It had a little bit of a lull in race 1, I must admit, but just anywhere and everywhere, it was just
Trying to find
non-stop.
somewhere in race 2 where nothing was going on was impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm watching this instead of the social next week. Fair.
Oh, yes.
It's going to be amazing.
Oh, dear Lord. Right. Next week, same time, same place. We'll be here with the final round. We can't see anyone in the comms box waiting to be interviewed. I think everyone... we've already interviewed Johan. I don't think Dominic will be up for chat.
Forget it. Let's get him. Let's get him in.
Go on
See
then.
what he has to say for himself.
Who's that? Johan.
Dom.
Dom, hold on. Oh, Johan's in the waiting room.
Oh, let's grab your arm then. He actually wants to talk to us.
Let me just drag him down. Well, I would ask you, Johan, how you went that race, but it was very much carbon copy of race 1, wasn't it, dear, my good sir?
Well, yeah, you're kind of right. If we take the first 3 or 4 laps out of the equation.
I'm sorry, are you getting bored at the front yet?
Yeah. The first couple of laps, if you had to have your elbows out.
It did look hectic.
As for gonna be to get past Jacob, and as far as I see, I think Zach never made it past him. So that was a challenge. I saw Ben getting P2, I'm not sure why, how, and I will take a look at it.
It's gonna be a heck of a... Yeah, it was a big move. That's for certain for
I think it's
P2.
I'll be taking guesses. I think it's a turn 1 move, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, literally.
If I recall correctly, it was turn 1 on both of them in front of him.
It worked, so
Yeah, definitely.
I had a few. I think I had 1 contact. I think it's turn 1, lap 1 to start.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's like rubbing and not getting any time or position, so I think it's going to be fine. But we'll see. I did what I wanted to do, and yeah, all in all, it was the 6th race. It's 3 race wins out of 6. So
Can't say further than that, really. Going into the last race of the season, 1 hour endurance with an 11-point lead over Alex Shahabi in second. So that's exactly where you need to be, really, isn't it?
if I recall correctly, is it Imola?
It is.
It is indeed, yeah.
Yeah, we did that one in the socials after Thruxton, I think.
Yeah.
I already have a setup ready, so it's going to be all out. Everything out. Everything for the win.
Yeah.
Alfie will be there, so it's going to be another challenge. Yeah.
Well, we look
Good evening.
well. We look forward to seeing you back out on track next week. We'll chuck you back up in the voice chat. It's been a pleasure to have you. Thank you very, very much for dropping by. And one last word. Shall we get Dominic down?
Yeah, let's grab Dom and see what he has to say for himself.
Dominic, Aidan and Ben in the comments box. What do you have to say for yourself, good sir?
How's it going, guys? I hope the racing was as good for you guys as it was for me out there.
It was brilliant. It was great fun to watch.
Had a fascinating battle there for, what was it, P9 and P10 for that last race. What was it like for you?
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, that was probably the hardest I've ever fought for a 10th place there, 11th place. I think I ended up with, honestly. But it was good fun all the way around. That's for sure. Definitely.
Was it as fun as it looked?
Oh yeah, it was definitely definitely fun. I was smiling the whole time, that's for sure. Just non-stop. Even in the first race, me and Mark, I believe it was, I swear it was 20 minutes straight of just back and forth, side by side. It was awesome, super fun.
Well, that's definitely what we want from these events, is people smiling all the way through.
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. Absolutely.
I mean, I certainly have been watching it.
Yeah, like I said, it's the hardest I've fought, I think, for a 10th or 11th or whatever it ended up being, but it was good fun. I cannot be mad with the racing made up for the position by miles.
That's it. Oh, wow. One left to go, man. One race left to go.
Yeah, one left. One very long hour race left with some pit stop strategy coming in. So,
yeah.
I mean, obviously, I have nothing for the aliens out there. Those guys are just on another planet.
Yeah.
I swear, I don't understand it. But for the simple folk like me, we'll just be trying to survive.
Exactly. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be great fun. Somehow you're making those medium tires work very well for you.
Yeah, I started out in the qualifying rounds running just the hards, and they were working, but I don't know. I think I just kind of either found a setup that works with them, or just kind of found how to drive them. I feel like they're better at the end of the race. They go through a weird graining process, I guess you can call it, from I don't know, 18 to 12 minutes, but then after that, it seems as if they go back to just being, kind of meager grip, but very dependable, and I guess, I don't know how you'd say it, predictable.
Yeah, no, that figures. Bless you. Right, what we'll do, my good friend, we'll chuck you back up to the voice channel, but we're going to get Jacob Hine in very quickly for some last words before we head off for the evening. So Dominic, thank you very much. We'll chuck you back up there, and let's bring in the wonderful Jacob Hine. Jacob, are you there?
Yes. Hello.
Good evening, good sir. Well, I'd say commiserations, but it was a very hard-fought battle for you. P5 in race 2, a fantastic pole lap for qualifying as well in race 2. Just give us a few words from how that went for you, from your point of view.
Well, it was pretty much defend all the way through. Everyone else seemed to have a lot of pace.
It looked like you knew where to put the car, though, from the amount of defending you were able to do there.
Yeah, these cars, you can stick your elbows out in them, I'd say.
Good. There's a lot of defending there and a lot of hard-fought battles. But any positives to take away from this week before we go to our finale next week at Imola?
Well, I seem to be battling pretty well, and probably need to do a bit more practice before next one. But I've driven the track in these cars before, so that should give me a bit of an advantage.
Did you have fun at least? That's the main thing we're going for in this, because it looked like a lot of fun racing these events.
Indeed. Yes, I'm not the biggest fan of these cars to drive, but once you get them racing against each other, they are a hell of a lot of fun.
Definite way to spend an evening. Oh, fantastic. Well, it was a great drive from you, Jacob, and we're looking forward to see what you can do next week.
Thank you.
Jacob will chuck you back up, but thank you very much, sir. And on that note, I think it's a good time to end the stream and say thank you to all of our wonderful supporters in chat, in YouTube as well. We've officially launched YouTube now, so watch out for future streams on here, and want to watch it back. The good thing about YouTube is it's going to stay on here. It will be here to view not straight away after the stream, but it will be
very
here
quickly.
but very quickly indeed.
And it doesn't delete.
I
No,
know,
7-day
exactly.
nonsense.
I know, right? It just stays here, and all my anecdotes and my dad jokes stay on YouTube for forever. It's just
My strange
wonderful.
metaphors, you know.
Your strange metaphors as well. Absolutely. Well, guys, it's been a pleasure, and yeah, next week, same time, same place. We'll be at Imola for a 1-hour endurance race with pit stop strategies, long racing, and a lot of thinking. Dear God, getting sim racers to think and drive at the same time, it's going to be carnage. Take care, guys, and until then, it's Aidan signing off with the wonderful Ben, and we will see you all next week.